What's up everyone, this is Squeaky Clean, and today we are going to be putting back together a Q50 Hybrid bumper. I actually just finished a front splitter on it, and there's a lot of videos on the internet that are not really accurate in regards to removal of the bumper. A lot of guys just say that it's a couple of screws and stuff like that, and then just a couple brackets. But there's actually more involvement with that. There's some cables and wires that need to be removed, and it's kind of tricky to remove them. So this is what we're going to cover today. We're basically going to be going backwards. I'm going to be showing you guys what cables need to be connected, what cables need to be disconnected. So I'll show you before and I'll show you an after. So a little bit, hopefully a little bit more thorough picture on how to put a Q50 hybrid bumper, but it should be very similar to the Q50 as well. All right, stay tuned. Okay, so these are the actual connectors that I'm talking about that needs to be disconnected prior to the removal of the bumper. As you can see, these are the two connectors, but I think that are for the proximity sensors. I'm not really sure. The one that I was talking about sitting behind the bracket is actually over here. I don't know if I can zoom in and I can show you guys where it is, but it's sitting over here and has to be removed. It's very tricky. Don't remove your bumper until you've removed this connector, because you can pull it out and you can break the harness. So before you actually remove the bumper, make sure this one is disconnected. These two are disconnected. And of course, here is your fog light harness that needs to be disconnected as well. It's over here in the front. There's the fog light harness on the other side. This is the opposite side of the Q. This is how it pretty much looks like when the bumper is removed. You can see here. And of course, on this side is another secondary connector that we saw on the other side that's hidden behind the bumper bracket. So make sure these are connected behind here, disconnected behind here before you remove the bumper. Otherwise, you're going to destroy your electronics. So, make sure you pay attention to this one. There's another one on the other side, which is a better picture that I have in the previous video, and the fog light, and all the other connectors on the other side. And so let me show you some of the connectors. Now the actual connectors that will match to what I showed you on the side of the bumper. So these are the pesky ones that are hidden behind the brackets on the sides, close to the wheel wells. Okay, so they're right here. There's one here, and then there's one on the other side as well here too, as you can see. Then you have the fog light connectors. Let me just zoom into it. Fog light connectors on one side, obviously, and then the fog light connectors on the other side, which are the yellow ones. And then you have the two additional plugs that go on the side on the passenger side that need to be connected close to there. Make sure these are all disconnected before you remove your bumper, because you're going to try to pull on the bumper, and if these are not disconnected, you're going to destroy your electronics, your sensors, and your Q is going to be very, very, very sad. So this is in particular for a Q50 hybrid model of the car. But it might actually apply to the other Q50 models, so I'm not really sure, but please pay attention to this. This is just some additional information that might help you guys when you're removing your bumper. So the Q50, this one in particular is the hybrid, looks with the bumper removed. You can see the first fog light harness connector, second fog light. There's the wires behind the brackets in here that need to be disconnected on both sides, but this side has an additional two additional connectors that need to be disconnected. So before you remove the bumper, make sure all these are disconnected, otherwise you're going to destroy electronics and sensors. And of course, this also depends on the different models of the Qs that you might have, but that wasn't really mentioned in any of the videos, so make sure you pay attention to that when you're removing the bumper, just maybe as a heads up, as additional information to what's out there. Okay, so we're going to put back the bumper. So essentially lay the bumper just like that, close to the car, so you can connect all the connectors before you actually mount the bumper. And see in here, we move the fog light really close to the connector, as well as all the harnesses. That way we can mount it easily. So try to move it a little bit closer, like that, and you just have to be very creative on how to connect these to make sure that they're all connected before you actually mount the bumper up. Using your arm and pushing out the shield, you connect one connector, make sure you hear a click. That's how you know that they're actually got it. So you hear the click. A black pesky connector is now connected, and that's one on one side. You still need to do one on the other side, but make sure you hear the clicks when you connect these connectors, guys. So make sure you tuck these wires or harnesses away so they don't sit in the wheel well and accidentally if you have aggressive wheels, the tires will rupture through and break your harness, so make sure you tuck them away safely. Here you have the lower connector, which just clicks in, and then you have the upper connector, which same thing. Kind of force it a little bit, but it'll click in. If not, there's a little tab you can press, and then it'll click in. Make sure you tag on them so they don't pull out. That ensures that they're connected properly. So these are connected properly. On the other way, on the other side, that's where the connector is connected. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. These connectors can only go one way. So if it doesn't go in easily, you're probably not putting it the correct way. Make sure that all the tabs and everything are aligned and that goes in smoothly and they have a nice solid click like I had on the other side. So just beware not to force them in. Just make sure that they just slide in and then they connect really nicely. So here's a little tip. If you manage to connect your fog light harness on the other side, but you're struggling to connect it on this side, or you've already mounted the bumper and you can't figure out how to mount the actual harness, your shield under here gives you enough space to move your arm, feel for where the connector is, and then basically reach in there and then connect it up to your fog light. Okay, so that last connector, if you've accidentally put back your bumper and you forgot to connect either the passenger or the driver's side fog light, because it's a little bit tricky to connect them, right? You kind of have to move the bumper a little bit on the side in order to connect it because there's not a lot of wire there. But if you forgot, you can always reach underneath on the side that you did not connect, feel for where the wire is, and then feel where the fog light is, and then basically click it and connect it, which is what I did here. Now I'm able to put back the screws and all the places to mount the bumper completely. So here's a little bit, here's a couple tips for you, on removing the Q50 Hybrid front bumper with the connections and stuff like that, as well as some pitfalls they might encounter and how to counteract them in order to have a successful installation of the bumper. The final product, fully installed onto the car with a custom splitter that was designed and produced by Engage Aero, and we had a chance to install it on this Q50. So hopefully this helps you guys out when you're removing the Q50 bumper.